You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Hey!
I kind of feel like
I wasn't told a babe was gonna be here. My God!
I snuck in.
You did. I think we've got way too little motorcycles and or leather chaps on for that opening music. Sorry.
Oh, that music was great. I love it. Have I ever told you how much I love the little kid with the mustache at the beginning?
It always shocks me each time.
Oh, it gets me. I know. Well, Happy New Year, you two. I haven't talked to either one of you. I know I was texting with Michael, but Happy New Year. I hope you're both well. I know you were sick last week. Are you on the mend?
I sound horrible, but I feel fine.
Well, that's good. It wasn't the vid, was it?
No, I got cleared of all the named things. I have an unnamed thing.
You just have the crud, is what they call it. Well,
you know what's funny? The doctor says, just treat the symptoms. You'll be fine. You got 7 days. Go.
Wow.
7 days.
Did you do telemedicine or did you do regular medicine? Yeah, that's 7 days of what exactly?
Regular. My actual general practitioner. I love her because she always just gives it to me straight. She's just like, suck it up, Buttercup.
Oh wow. Again, they always say that about doctors, right? They lack the bedside manner.
My doctor has been sick. And then when I went to go into my doctor again to get a replacement, that person was sick. And I was like, hey, guys, I don't even know if I feel comfortable.
Yeah. Let's redo this.
Yeah.
Well, so holidays good? Everybody's good? I mean, this is kind of catch-up week for me. I'm for my finance gig, like this becomes insane first part of the year because I have they do like a audit through our organizational body, very boring stuff. But lots of paperwork. I just found out that when you hold certain licenses, you have to renew them and you have to take CE every year. So I have to basically do 20 hours of CE in the next 30 days.
What's CE?
Continuing education.
So
I have to do it for my insurance license. So yeah, I'm sure everybody's kind of sleeping now that I'm saying it. You should see how boring these things are.
My eyes are yawning.
And they say it's like continuing education, but all it is rehash the same stuff that I've been doing now. This is my 22nd year of being a financial advisor, which is crazy. Part of the reason why I grew a beard initially was because I was so young. I had the baby face, and now my beard's going gray. Look at this gray in my beard.
I know you're a really hairy baby.
There you go. I'm a hairy baby.
Well, James, if you volunteered to teach the classes, would you have to then take the classes too?
Yes. Yes. It's funny that you say that. I literally taught classes. How I met, I don't know if you knew this, Michael, Marcus, our head of design now, and Andrea.
I'm going to say who the
yeah. No, Marcus is, I met him through the courses that I was teaching. It was this thing called Green Financial Network. And I was teaching insurance classes, basics to investing, etc. And he was basically the man behind the scenes. And Andrea used to work there as well and was the coordinator.
Really?
So yeah, they were all the same courses that I basically have to study for now I have to take, yet I was teaching. It makes no sense. But that's the financial industry. It's
also really small world.
Right? No, we brought him in. He found out.
So that was a choice. You guys,
it was just the introduction. And Marcus has been an absolute godsend. He's just one of the nicest human beings. He's former Marine. He is just very like detail orientated. He's hilarious. He's just a good person. We have so many great people that work behind the scenes at Scout. I'd love to do profiles just on everyone, because there's just so many great people. And I mean, especially after this year, I'm doing like year-end numbers too, because, you know, we year-end was December 31st. So now you start running reports, updating, you know, fun spreadsheets, all that. So that's what we do from a publishing standpoint. Part of us doing this podcast, right, is to look from the comics bookstore aspect and also the publishing aspect. This is very big for us too. It's where we really evaluate the year-end numbers. You have a budget that's planned for the following year. I think any budget is adaptable. They usually say quarterly, because what you want to do is to change it. But honestly, I think should be monthly, especially in our industry, how it's ever changing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there was just some really fascinating, like, I'm a nerd. I love numbers. I've always been a numbers guy, and numbers, I mean, I guess they can lie if the person doing them or manipulating them, but numbers are a really good indication of certain things. And just looking at, like, you know, what we faced last year and how we created a brand new product like Pressworks from trash, right? And the amount of revenue that thing generated is just, it's bonkers when you look at it. And we're just on the tip of the surface. Our live auctions, quite honestly, helped save Scout. When you couldn't print books for multiple times, you know, we basically had, out of 12 months last year, I would say 3 to 3.5 months where we couldn't print anything. One was the paper shortage. Another one was trying to catch up from the paper shortage. And then the other one was from the hurricane. Like, the sheer amounts of like awfulness that happened to our industry, not just Scout, but to our, I think we were a little bit highlighted, and how we persevered is pretty remarkable. So my goal for I think everybody, is some semblance of normalcy, you know, where we get back on track, get things out, and take a lot of these, what we thought was going to be additional revenue streams, and turn them into what they originally, you know, instead of saviors, they're going to be like add-ons, because now the other revenue streams are going to come back to where they were, in my opinion, because, knock on wood, you know, we're not going to have the obstacles. What did you feel, Jen? Like, I'm chatterbox here today. Like, what do you feel the pros and the cons of last year and the pros? Like, out of the, I imagine it was tough for shops too. I absolutely knew it was.
I think it's mostly the unknown, honestly, of like how much to adjust your numbers for what you're ordering based on what the economic forecasts are. That complete unknown added on top of, like, I mean, it wasn't just hurricanes. It's been the really weird weather events that have been going on. It's like the extreme cold of the week before Christmas, which kept people from really shopping as much as they would have, to, like, you know, the next week we're wearing shorts. It's just the hardness of trying to plan ahead for things that are unforeseeable like those. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of an interesting thing. Now, I don't even know what the long-term effects of those things are on people's collectible feelings. Like, you know, did they wander away from comics temporarily, or did it make them buy more comic books temporarily, or or either one of those things that are going to stay as trends? It's been this way in the comic book industry for a long time, but not with all these outside influences that can't look at, you know, how do I compare this to years in the past that have had these same problems? It's not a lot of the country that's had the exact same thing, unless you live, you know, in Hurricane Alley like we do.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about, I know you've been doing this for so long, I guess if you can remember, if not, no big deal, like 2008, you know, you have the financial crisis that basically lasts 8, 9, and I guess somewhat of 10. Did you experience like a huge drop in sales during those years? Like, when did you know when the market started reviving? Do you remember how long it took to get back to normal?
Yeah, well, I had an oddity then. So I was only doing internet sales as I raised my kiddos, because that was when they were pretty young. Mm-hmm. And that was just ahead of me opening the store in 2010. So I actually opened, like, just like the first store that I opened in 1995, and then 96, everything fell apart, and we managed to make it through that. And then we opened this store, just happened to be at the right time, right at the end of economic downturn. So we got to kind of like ride it up. But no, I can't. I don't. The most like what we're experiencing now is the 1996 craziness with UPS strikes and shrinking to one distributor and all kinds of other craziness that happened during that time. I don't know. I just feel like that our industry does a really good job of just figuring itself out and looking forward to what's the next thing to keep us going.
Now that it's been like 2 years, I'm really grilling you now. I apologize, but hey, way to start the year. Now that we've had a couple years under our belt, right, of having the dual distribution methods, actually more than dual. Now it's quite many, right? You have Universal. I'm not sure if you saw the news. Universal is now going to be distributing DC in the United States, not just Canada. You have Lunar, Diamond, of course. You have Penguin Random House. You have direct to publishers like ourselves. Do you think that's improved you as a store? Has it helped? Has it been more difficult? Have you seen it as a success, having the multi distribution channels instead of the sole?
Definitely for us, because in the past, when things have happened weather-wise or transportation-wise between us and the one distributor, Diamond, whether fault of theirs or no fault of their own, it really did mean that we just didn't get books, right? We didn't have anything to sell in that week. But now, even if something really crazy happens, usually Lunar ships our DC stuff so early. It's like the week before. So we have it in our facility already. So I at least have that. And then I usually have my Penguin Random House stuff here. So, and we usually have y'all. So even if there's something really bad that happens, we can't get Diamond, it doesn't mean the same kind of financial hit as it once did. Because we figured a way around it, right? We used to just like print out the covers and put those on our racks and let people claim
I remember
them.
that, yeah.
But they're way less likely to claim them, honestly. It's like a third is likely to claim them as I promise I'm going to, I'm getting this book for you. I promise it's coming in. People will often kind of like either just forego those books for the week and don't remember to come back and like, oh, I'll have to find that when it goes onto the rack. They just somehow miss it. Or they'll go find somebody that got their stuff in, right? Order it online or something. So it's an interesting thing.
One of the things we're going to be focusing on kind of going forward is I kind of reveal it here for the first time is Richard and I we're going to start doing a game show.
A game show?
We're going to film a game show. We even came up with our personas. So Richard and I have known each other for many, many years. And we met by traveling the convention scene just across the continental United States. And, long story short of it, like, I helped get Stabbity Bunny published by Scout. He started helping out. I started helping out. Lo and behold, we're back office, higher ups at Scout now. But we always joked around like on certain things. We came up like personas. And I can't believe I'm revealing this, but I am. We had, you had your normal James, right? Yeah. And then you had Celebrity James. So as I started getting known more, people would, want autographs. They're like, oh, look at CJ. So he'd start calling me CJ. And then we started talking about how Celebrity James, comes in a helicopter. He doesn't take cars. It was just joking around. Usually it's through delirium because we're so exhausted from traveling and moving. And Richard's guy, his persona is called BTR, Big Time Richard. And BTR and CJ, they get along, but they don't. Like they hire hitmen all the time just to let each other know that they could take each other out at any time. And then on the inverse, there's little Ricky and there's little Jamie, right? And that's when we're at our absolute like worst. Like, oh, I'm not good enough. And I was like, is that little Jamie talking or is that little Ricky? So we have this. So this is the backstory. So we're going to do game shows, but we're not going to do it as little Ricky or little Jamie, at least initially. It's going to be BTR and CJ. So I play softball. I used to play baseball. Softball is kind of like my outlet. And one of my buddies who I played with owns one of those Halloween, like spirit Halloween places where they pop up all over the time. And many years ago, he gave me this. He's like, hey, man, I just want to give this to you for when you do conventions. And I've never used it because I was waiting for the proper moment for it. So CJ is going to be wearing this. It's a full suit.
Yes.
With a tie and all. And we've created personas. And we're using our vending machines. So we have kind of a concept. We want to do it kind of like Price is Right. We're going to do it on our YouTube channel. It's going to focus on certain things. Maybe it focuses on the title. It's going to focus on press work. It's going to focus on trades, horror themes, etc. And it'll be like quick one and done shows. There's 18 slots and 2 vending machines, 9 each. You have one, you know.
Yep.
And it's just going to be like where we do these auctions for all 18, and then we have like 3 prizes, and based on how many are sold on the auction is which prize you can choose a prize. And then we have a Planko like prize game that we're going to do. So we really want to just make it fun, you know, and try to do some cool stuff. And who knows, you've seen things go viral. We're hoping that's our little idea. So this was a big reveal on the news. That's one of the things that we're just trying to make comics fun again. Really, and just kind of come up with cool ways of helping, not just bring our company, but also bringing our creators, you know, extra income.
Oh, yeah. All right. We have an important question. It feels like this is the most important question that's ever been asked on a Mustachio question.
Oh, my gosh. The full swing roll? I don't agree with you, Tripp's full swing roll at all. So, I understand, too, they get mad. So what they're talking about, for those of you who aren't softball, is in softball, you're not allowed to bunt. And a lot of guys these these monster hitters can hit home run pretty much at will. They do these little like half swing hits that just go in between where nobody can get. They call them like we have this one buddy of mine. His name is Nate. We call it the Poteet Pooch, where he just like, and it's just so frustrating if you're in the thing because it just drops in. You're like, that's wrong. So they incorporated that because apparently a lot of higher ups got mad. So you have to do a full swing. If you don't, you're out. So that's a really random question. Who said that?
I'm going to Cincinnati on Saturday to test bats with a couple of guys.
Oh, Kyle, you play?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was a factory hitter for Easton for about 3 years. But we're testing bats for a couple of guys who are long haul bombers. This weekend in Cincinnati.
The traveling guys.
They rented out at Topgolf so that we could have somewhat elemental control. So we're hitting softballs at a Topgolf.
That's very cool. So you swing the Fireflex?
I don't. I'm gonna swing whatever's there. We're testing new bats.
That's so cool, man.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it'll be whatever the Flip Philby and a couple other guys will be there, who are retired now.
Yeah,
and just like it'll be like the Alex Raimundo line of bats.
Raimundo, yes, I have one of the old school ones. Yeah, sorry everybody, we're definitely going off in separate softball territory there.
I could bring it back. I am Dominican. But I'm too gay to play football.
No, you're not.
You talking about?
Here to bring it back around. The security system in my store for years was a Mike and Freak 1 because I was more dangerous with that bat than anybody could be with a gun or knife.
Oh, is the Freak? What's the one that's it's the Mike and the one that was outlawed? It's a senior bat now.
That's the Freak 1. It's the orange handle.
That's what I thought.
The orange knob, and you could flex it like 20 degrees just over your.
Yep.
We also have bat protection at our store. The way I told my employees is if someone comes in and holds us up for money, give them the money, no big deal. Or they want stuff, give them stuff. If they tell you they want you to go into the back room, swing away. Nothing good ever happens in back rooms.
Nothing.
Never.
So that's wild. Small world, Kyle. That's awesome that you do that. Let me know how that goes, dude. Definitely film some of that, post it on social media. Hitting softballs at Topgolf. That's like, cats and dogs getting married, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We haven't done this since pre-COVID. So it'll be fun to go out and they're the loaded evil softballs, so they're all cork and they just fly a mile.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see, how much flex and stuff some of these bats can get, and it's more science than softball, but it's a lot of fun.
It's awesome. For those of you who don't know, we do have a scout traveling softball team. So here in Florida, we actually, I don't have time to play tournaments anymore, but weekend tournaments were fun. I did play one. We won it, and part of the prize was winning jerseys. And the guy who still runs the team is like, is it cool if we use like Scout and do everything? And these guys are nice, because the worst thing you want to do is have a team bunch of jerks, and then it has your logo all over it. So everyone hates you. That's kind of, defeats the purpose of sponsorship. So yeah, through Florida, there's a Scout Comics traveling softball team. I should definitely get them to do some video, just so we can post it on social media. That's my other New Year's resolution. So that's kind of what I wanted to end the show on, is basically, well, I'll wait, but so you guys can start thinking it's going to be what your New Year's resolution is for your business.
I wanted to ask you a question, James.
Sure.
So from how I usually work with my own jobs or whatnot, every year usually has like a theme that I can think of. For Scout, what do you think the theme was for 2022? And what do you hope the theme is going to be for 2023?
Lemons into lemonade was the theme of 2022.
Okay.
We got served lemons, and I said that so many times. We got constantly been served lemons, and we turn them into lemonade. And what the theme is this year, I feel like you can't really give the theme until like the end of the year.
What do you hope it's gonna be? If you had to choose, if gun to your head and you can't choose bullet, what do you want?
Rags to riches. That's what I want it to be.
Hey.
Rags to riches. Here's another little thing is I'm going through the process of doing Shark Tank. So keep your fingers tanked. Yeah. Keep your fingers tanked. Keep your fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm hoping to do it with bags.
That'd be great. Ooh, that is gonna be great.
So we'll see. Knock on wood. I'm trying to do that. So hopefully rags to riches, because even being on that show, right? Like, it's just
so much exposure.
Right?
So much exposure.
Unbelievable.
Lemonade to lemon lavender mojitos. Yes.
Ted Lasso joke. Yes. Have you guys watched Tulsa King? Totally off subject. It's Tulsa King.
Not yet.
You know that I haven't. I've been putting it up. I need to watch it. I've been hearing amazing stuff. So much stuff, apparently. It's best acting to date.
Oh, 100%. So far, so good. And it's just a fascinating story. So highly recommend that. New Comic Week. Let's talk about that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Any hot books this week? I know we had quite a bit of releases. One that kind of sticks it in my side a little bit is we have Yule, rest in peace, Yule the Ghoul. Right? Wait, which is a Christmas Scoot line thing that's amazing and cute. And we had it sent to Diamond Lunar a while. Like, it should have came out before the holidays, and here we are after the holidays and it comes out. So that one's but it's perennial, meaning we're going to release it again next year and the following year and the following year. So it's great, but it's always like, same thing happened with Super Cats Halloween. Came out in November because of the hurricane. But still, it's just like, But
you could always do a Christmas in July thing. You could just wait a few months and just
That's a great idea, Michael. Genius.
I know, I'm good at this.
Rags to riches, baby. Rags to riches. We have Grim Space #1 that came out, which to me is so freaking cool. We have this connecting cover. It was a cover in A and B. Have you seen it, Jen?
Yeah, we got ours last week, so I'm a little bit off for when release dates are, but
everyone is. Everyone is. We still are. Hopefully we'll get some sense of normalcy. But it's a connecting cover, but vertical connecting cover. And it's a sci-fi retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And Frank has these Grim Spaces planned throughout the year. They're like these one-shot stories that are taking known fairy tales and turning sci-fi on them. So the next one comes out, I believe, I want to say in April, called Grim Space Pinocchio. But Pinocchio's P1-Okio, like it's a AI robot thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome. He has quite a few of them planned. But this has a really cool, again, regular variant, AB. It's an oversized one-shot, meaty story. It's got I want to say 40 pages in it. It's nice, but a heck of a cool double combo cover, and just so many cool stuff that we have coming out. And now there's this semblance of regular release. Our printer is caught up with a lot of stuff. So I'm sure you've noticed too, Jen, it's we've had some pretty big release weeks because it was previous ones and regular ones all kind of coming out at the same time. But a lot of great stuff. I'm sure you saw the news where the book that I wrote, it's like 2.5 years in the making, codename Ric Flair, about the Nature Boy Ric Flair. We have that coming out in April. And that was, I mean, it just basically Archer meets James Bond. We take real life stories from back when he was a traveling world champion in the 70s or 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and kind of tie it up. But it's actually going to be a love story with his, just a little, you know, preview of it, because there's going to be numerous one shots with it that takes place during different times of his life. And ultimately one of the agents is basically his wife, and he becomes his wife. So little spoiler there. That
if I had a heart, I'd be crying.
But it's really fun. It's a fun story, and it takes a lot of these real stories of being on the road. I mean, these wrestlers, especially these ones from the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, they were like real life rock stars.
Yeah, they were.
So the concept is he's known as the greatest wrestling villain of all time, but taking real life situations that we're saying, like, what a great way to infiltrate like terrorist organizations and becoming like an actual superhero or a secret agent. So we have a really cool story. It was fun. I collaborated with Rafael Delario, who's the artist of The Mall and Unicorn, one of my good friends in Brazil, and he just absolutely kills the art. So that'll be coming out in April, just in time for WrestleMania, because that's the World Series of wrestling, and it's been really cool. I've got to know him. I mean, it's crazy. My first Happy Thanksgiving text message was from Rick on my cell phone. I'm like, it's so weird. I have I just never would have thought. I mean, it's cool. He's very down to earth. It's very, very, really nice to deal with. It's been very interesting. It's been crazy.
Could you show your shirt for a little while? Your T-shirt?
Third Wave 99, the new logo.
I need that shirt, because that shirt.
You need it? We have some.
Can I get an extra large, because I'm fatter than I've ever been, but I need it.
Done. Jen?
There's no way you're an extra large.
I know.
He is
tall, though.
6 feet tall. I need an extra large. Like, I used to be a large, but Papa had been packing up a pound.
Jen, would you like one as well? I can't offer one.
I own one. I'm a proud.
I know you have a blue one.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen your blue
one. I love that one.
Would you like another?
Well, shoot fire. Well, the more you give me, the more I'm wearing all the time. Today I'm wearing Captain Blue Hen's shirt.
Oh, cool. That's a really cool one too.
And I'm wearing a McGregor t-shirt.
Conor McGregor? What?
I got it for free when I was in college, and I found it, and I was like, oh my God. It's the only thing that fits.
Wow. I would have never pegged that you'd be wearing a Conor McGregor t-shirt. That's hilarious.
You know what? I don't hate him, but I remember getting it. It was one of those like t-shirt cannon things. I was having lunch and I caught it. And you know me, homosexuality usually prevents that, but it just fell in my hands. It fell in my hands, and it was an extra large. I was like, hey, this is the wrong size, because I was a medium then. And it fits now, so I'm just wearing it.
Oh, you're too funny, man. You know what? That's what I want for Christmas next year. Anybody listening, if my wife is listening, I want a t-shirt cannon.
Those are so cool, though. They really
I want one. My birthday's actually coming up before the holiday, so Lean, if you're listening,
18th
t-shirt, right? January 18th.
That's what it's
January. Yes. T-shirt cannon, please. And I'll do a daily blog post of me shooting the cannon off. I will make that commitment.
What's the state of our t-shirt merch, like our merch in general?
It's great. I mean, it's print on demand. We do it through our website. It's called Printify. For those of you who are on the Shopify platform, it's incredible. You can, if someone buys a comic and they buy a t-shirt that is on that Printify, it combines the order and they handle it, and it's been very amazing.
Yeah. So
I would love, any creators listening, if you guys make images, just send them to store or Kathy.Thomas, and she can get those done so everyone can have images. I mean, it's simple as putting them on there. It's pretty amazing. It's to me, it's like found money, quite honestly, because you have it and It's right there. It's really cool. Technology is awesome. All right, so we are definitely at the ending point. So let's do the quick New Year's resolution. Jen.
I don't believe in them.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. Michael?
Okay, so it's not technically a resolution. I'm being held captive, and I need to perform. I need to make sure that my comic book is completed this year, that I've written at least half a novel. That's my goal. And that I have a team of people behind me to do stuff with Scout, hopefully, this year. I can't reveal yet, but I'm hoping something happens.
I like it. Mine is I do want to get back to creating something again.
Yeah.
So I want to do make 2 comics this year and just help the company grow. And if there's any holes in our ship, so to speak, just to patch those holes. So yeah, that's kind of my not really resolution, my goal. I guess that's a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
So
I like goals better.
yes, goals are much better than resolutions.
Well, then, Jen, what are your goals?
I don't kind of figure out what the new comic book paradigm looks like. I think our industry is changing, and I'm interested to see what it changes into. I think it's all good.
That's good. Well, again, thank you everybody for joining us for the very first episode of I Must Ask You a Question with Jen, Michael, and James. And again, this is our New Year's show, and we look forward to seeing you nearly every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Central, and what is that, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, and 7:30 a.m. Hawaiian. I'm just going down the list.
Where are we going with this?
So thank you guys again, and we will see you next week. And Happy New Year, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.
Toodles!
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.